painting that has been there, and it was not even painted by the University of the Gambia management. So I want to believe that there are budgets allocated for every school. So the school needs to be refurnished, and also all the things that they're supposed to have to be provided to the students. This is a faculty that you claim is a school of journalism, and you expect media houses like such to come here and hold interviews and look at the image that is going outside. You don't know who's and wherever the person is watching this video from, and they will look at the video and say, so this is the building of the School of Journalism and Digital Media. And just to add on that, this image upstairs that you are seeing that indicates School of Journalism and Digital Media, this thing was wiped up, and this one is a new one that has been fixed there by the executive of the School of Journalism, not even the university management. And these were monies we took from our own coffers, not from them, and they did not even bother to know how we lobbied those money to make sure we fix this. And it is not under our jurisdiction to provide anything as such in the school. So we need...
Let me come here. Looking at journalism, it's a field that requires a lot of practical and issues like that. So how does the lack of practical facilities, and also how does it affect your practical when it comes to being outside? Because I understand that after every semester some of you will go for internship where you are expected to deliver some of the things that you've learned. How does it affect your work in those various media houses?
Yes, the issue of the lack of practicals in this school affects us in every way, and it affects every student in this school, not someone that is wanting to specialize on the journalism or the other person. We are all affected. You have a student that will study in the university for 4 years from School of Journalism and cannot even edit a simple audio. You will go to other media houses to work with them, and you will be ashamed to know that someone from either Majak or just working as a journalist who does not study the field has more knowledge with regards to practicals when it comes to you, who have paid thousands of tuition fee to study the field, and you cannot claim to call yourself a journalist when you don't have the expertise to work as an individual journalist, because it makes absolutely no sense when you are to call yourself a degree holder and you cannot actually edit a simple audio, and that you cannot just do without equipment. They're going through all those frustrations because they are not doing the practical courses the way they are supposed to. You cannot come and teach practical courses theoretically and expect the students to get the knowledge from the air. They're supposed to be taught everything in the school, as you are claiming to establish a school of journalism, or else they can shut down the school and do us that favor, and we'll go to other institutions and get those knowledge. Okay, go ahead.
No tuition fee.
No tuition fee. No studio. No tuition fee. No tuition.
Looking at the banners, we've seen several demands that you're making. Among these demands, what is your major constraint? What do you want to achieve immediately?
What we want to achieve immediately are not even the minor issues, because the issue of the cash for has been resolved. I came in the morning at 8 at the school, and I found out that there is cash for. We were not even not expecting to come to school without cash for, because they dare not allow us to be to school, and found out that still there is no cash for. So our main priority are the main problems here, and that is the studio. We are not even negotiating with regards to this. Every individual here has already paid part of their tuition fee that indicates that it should go to the studio. So this is something that they should have. And we were told about several promises that equipments are here and there. So if that is what they're claiming, we want to see progress. You are a journalist. I am anticipating to be one, and we can attest to the fact that with money provided, the school can be fixed with a studio within months. So that is what we want to see them do.
So access to education is a fundamental human right. So after this protest, are you ready to take legal action if the School of Journalism and Digital Media Administrative did not take any, some of your concerns are serious? Are you ready to take any legal action?
Yes, already actions have been taken. in the morning, before you people arrived, we were having a meeting with the Directorate of Student Affairs, the assistant. So currently the Directorate of Student Affairs is not in town together with the Vice Chancellor, but the information has reached both of them since last night, and they contacted us as executive members and spoke with us. So they are aware. And also we spoke with the assistant. As it stands, we have listed all our demands to them, not even trying to have a negotiation with them, but it is a demand, and we are going to set a deadline to those demands. As soon as the Vice Chancellor is back in town, we are going to have a meeting with him that very day, and also we will pass that demands to him personally, not from the Office of the Director of Student Affairs, but personally from School of Journalism. We are going to meet him and pass those demands, and we are going to give them deadline, and I am sure that actions will be taken. And if they don't, students are at liberty to do whatsoever they wish to.
Yes, so I want to know how long have you been engaging the school management on these critical issues that you have been raising? How long have you been engaging the management on these critical issues that you are raising? And after that, there is one point that strikes my mind, and that's the issue of qualified lecturers. A university cannot function without good and qualified lecturers. This is a big concern. If things are this much bad, don't you think that the students should refuse to come to school until that is fixed?
Yes, to start with the last question, that is qualified lecturers. We have issues of lecturers, like I mentioned earlier on. And also we have lecturers that are taking courses that they're not supposed to. And all that arises because we have inadequate lecturers. If you provide each course with a lecturer, obviously we will not have lecturers taking courses that they are not supposed to take. And that they will not come to class and tell you that if you pinpoint me on this particular course, I am taking you when it comes to that course, and there are chances of them failing you, because it is only one course that they're taking. It's either they perform or they're sacked. So we want to make sure that the management provide us with adequate lecturers. If you as an individual or as a student still feel that the university is employing unqualified lecturers, and you are of the knowledge of those particular lecturers, you have all right as students to identify these lecturers and sign a petition and send it to the university management. So actually how to identify unqualified lecturers, because I was supposed to believe that the university management would not just hire lecturers like that, and that they will have to go under scrutiny before they are employed. But it's rather unfortunate that we will have lecturers that will not perform up to expectancy. This lecturer is not qualified for the particular course that they are taking. You have right to make sure this is known to your leaders and also to the management, and you can take actions by signing petitions or evaluating those lecturers. And if they don't take actions, you see what you can do as students. We have been serving you people for I am the acting president of the Journalism Students Association, and to tell you, we are about to have elections. Our mandate is almost over, but regardless of our mandate being over, we cannot just stay back and watch the students do whatever they want to do or lead this thing alone. That is why we are behind, in front of them, and make sure that we lead them in what they are doing. Since I came in the university as a first year, all my seniors have been complaining about these problems that I've stated here. It is not something that is new. It has been happening. And every time they complain, they give them assurance of fixing them, and still now it seems that time cannot come to life. So we are saying no to it, even though most of us here are final year students. We don't want to leave the school the way it is. We want to see changes before we go, so that our successors coming in will not suffer the same thing we have gone through.
Enough. All right, so whoever wants to talk, here is my mic. So students yaa ngi nii koo xam ne bëgg na moo wax rek mën nga wax loo feel oo loo bëgg a wax.
You don't want to talk. I will talk.
Well, to your name.
My name is My name is Jalika Kente. I'm a first year second semester student, and to be frank, we are not happy with what is happening in our school. This has been happening and is still continue to happen if actions are not being taken. That was the time we came to school to have lectures. Because we don't have cash power, the lecturer decided to cancel the class and we have to go home. After coming to school, we come empty-handed and we have to leave empty-handed, and that is not fair. We pay our tuition fees, we deserve better. If these people don't do anything about this, we will take actions into our own hands. So it's better for the problems we are facing to be solved. It is not fair. To be frank, it is not fair, and enough is enough.
All right, and whoever wants to speak in local languages, you can.
I think the executive is speaking on behalf of the students here. All right. So yes. But let's make this more unique. Yes. So we are speaking on behalf of the students. What triggered this? I am Lionel El Saying. I'm the Education and Research Minister of the Journalism Students Association. So yes, what triggered this initially is the cash power issue. This thing has been a perennially compounding problem in this school. This is not the first time. We have repeated this many times. Most of the times, can you hold this? Most of the times, cash power would finish in this school. We will report the matter, and then the management sometimes it would take them 48 hours before they will refill the cash power. Exactly. Many classes get cancelled. This is not the first time. Many classes get cancelled. Like this previous week, almost 5 classes got cancelled because of the lack of cash power in the school. And we have reported this many times. But this is the issue, although I said this is the issue that triggered this today. But then this is not the only demand we have. We have many other demands, like our president just stated, and we will meet the management of UTG, the vice chancellor, and the Minister of Higher Education, who also promised to be here. We will meet them, and then we will put all our demands to them and ensure that all our demands are sorted out, because we cannot continue to live in the school. It is called School of Journalism and Digital Media. It started 8 years ago, but it's still not School of Journalism and Digital Media in real sense, because it is School of Journalism and Analog Media. Because you will have students in the School of Journalism and Digital Media who will still sit in the school, study until they are in their 4th year, but they cannot edit a single audio. They cannot even edit a single flyer. They cannot edit a single video. We know nothing about digital media. We have courses in the school, and the lecturers would say, I cannot teach properly without the equipment. And what is the school doing about it? They cannot say they are not aware. So right now, these demands, we're going to put them forward when we meet the management, because they promised to meet us when they return. We're going to put them forward, and we ensure that all these demands are sorted out, because we cannot continue to pay our tuition fee, and in the end, our demands are not going to be sorted out. So yes, thank you very much. I think this is enough for the students.
Yes, I'm not but to management, we are putting this. If you don't get into action, we will get into action, and we will stop paying tuition fee until our school is digital. So they say we start fees. No studio. I'm not studio. No tuition fees. Enough is enough. If you don't pay tuition fees, we are unable to register our courses. When we don't pay our tuition fees, we are unable to register our courses. So how on hell are we unable to register our courses, and yet still we are unable to see things that we have been learning for ages? It's been enough. Enough is enough, my friend. Like, how come we will be in school? On Tuesday, we have been in the school since morning, and none of our lectures hold just because of a cash power problem. A single person's tuition fee can fund for a cash power that can serve us a whole month. What is? I don't understand. What is the reason behind this cash power shortage? It's because of our reaction yesterday. That is why they brought cash power today. And hadn't we didn't complain, it was the same thing that we are going to face. So the only thing that they are afraid of, I think, is the media. The fact that the media is involved, that's the only reason that they are even bringing forward what we are demanding for. And this is not our only demand. We are demanding for something way more than the cash power issue. And if our demands are not fulfilled, yet rest assured that we are continuing with this strike.
Asalaamaaleykum suñu mbokki déglu nga man maa ngi tudd Fatou Bi Sagna gis nga ñun ñu ngi fay suñu school fees 39,000 every year dañ dee fay 39,600 lañ nekk di fay te ñii nekkuñ di ñu jox loo xam ne dañ ko expecté ni di because ñun suñu waajur yi dañ dee sonn si ñun imagine 39,000 ñoo xam ne te léegi dëkk bi dafa xaar trop pour parents si ñu génne la xam ne 39,000 dafa mel ni
alright léegi ñu ngi ñëwaat because diin bi mu ngi wax ak media bi so just to try ñu dem ñu xool askan bi Babou Teel askan bi fu mu nekk nii yéen a ngi seetaan Gambian Talents TV live and direct ki nga xam ne mooy diin bi di Adi Kule right now mu ngi media bi ndax du nangu su ko defee ñu xool naka la demee waaw su ko defee rek ñu dem xool na dina mën a waxtaan ak Adi Kule si boppam Hi, how are you? Yes, your life. Just talk to education. No, we are not coming with you.
I'm talking, I'm explaining something.
Oh, okay. But can we just have it so that people know that you also take your part, please?
I think the students are under you. This is your school of journalism. So yeah.
Yeah, you know what what I just want to say on this occasion is that please, I would like to refer you to the director of finance, who is the next person that can best address this issue at this time, because the issue they are complaining about, which has to do with light, you know, it's not something that is within my power to solve. So please, can you please try to see, maybe you see the director of finance, people that can tell you why there is a delay in addressing this issue. So that's what I just want to say at this point.
Ask the dean of the school.
Yeah.
These students are looking up to you as their leader, as the head of the school. Is this not also a concern to you that people under you are not happy? Young students under you.
As you have said, it's of a great concern to me, and we try with the university authority. We try to do everything in our power to ensure that students' concerns are addressed. You know, apart from this issue of cash power, you said that you talk of the issue of the radio, the film studio, radio studio. Everything, things are under control. It has been given to a consultant. You know, a consultant is already working on it, and purchases are being made, you know, to ensure that it is put in place. That's why I'm saying that maybe you also need to talk to the higher authority so that they'll be able to give you better details about these issues.
You already told us these things are purchased. Probably the students don't know. Your children are outside shouting, protesting against the university management. What do you have to say to them right now?
Yes, what I just need to tell them is that patience, you know, we need a lot of patience, and everything, I will go and talk to them. We need a lot of patience. Things will soon be settled, because we have a vice chancellor who is always, you know, very, very concerned about issues. I want to tell you that about the issue of cash power, there has been a time that the vice chancellor personally, you know, put $10,000 of his own money down, you know, before we could get the process done. You know, there's a bureaucratic process that you have to go through before you can get money out. In order not to delay at that occasion, he had to put 10,000 of his own money down, you know, to ensure that there was no delay in buying cash power. So we have a very responsive vice chancellor. So I know that all these issues they are talking about will swiftly be addressed, and this is what I try to tell them, that these issues will be addressed.
Your students are making serious allegations which are concerned. Looking at some of these allegations ranging from inadequate lecturers, unqualified lecturers taking them to some of these courses, lack of a studio, which we understand journalism is a field that you need practical. And some of them are saying that people will complete here 4 years without even having the basic knowledge of editing a simple audio. So how do you think this will undermine the school, for them to at least have students who will be admired to join the School of Journalism in the long run?
You see, we have collaboration. It is true that our own radio station, like I said, has already been contracted. The setting up of it has been contracted to a consultant. You know, what happened, why it's not yet fully set up, was the rain, the heavy rain. The heavy rain damaged the roof. And you know, unless the roof is repaired, we already have equipment, but unless the roof is fully repaired, we cannot set up equipment, because that would be like you are trying to waste money. So what am I trying to say? It have been contracted for concerning that. This is an issue that is already, you know, on course, you know. Then the other issue of not having adequate lecturers or whatever, these are issues that are currently being addressed to. I mean, if you can't, let's say, maybe if you can come back by next, you can talk to the vice chancellor. Maybe you'll be able to know what all that efforts being made by the vice chancellor to see that these issues are addressed. But I want to tell you that the university authority is not unresponsive to issues that are going on in the School of Journalism. That's why I always urge the students to have patience, that all these issues will gradually be solved.
Looking at journalism, the studio is something that is for is key. And are you confirming to us that these students does not have, apart from the studio, a lab where they can fix their computers? Because the studio is
we have a digital lab here. So as for the digital lab is there, but the issue they are talking about right now is the radio studio. You understand what I'm saying? That's what they are talking about, and that's what I'm saying has already been given to a consultant. You know, it will have been set up, but there was a heavy rain that damaged the roof here. That's why it's not fully set up yet. The process is on to repair the roof fully before it is set up, in order not to waste those equipment, you know, because you cannot just have equipment in place and you don't have good shelter over the equipment. The first thing is to make sure that there is a strong shelter in place before you set up the equipment. So that is being addressed. But I'm now telling you that we've always had collaborations. So they have practicals. It's not that they don't have practicals. We've also had collaborations with radio stations. We have, like we have with JRTS radio and some other private radio stations. We have collaborations. So they actually have practicals. So they cannot say that they don't have practicals. But they actually desire to have their own, which is a good desire. It's a reasonable desire. And that is being addressed. So, yeah.
So, madam, so many of them are saying, some of them have seen Majak, some of them have seen Gambian Talents, that is our own institution. You know, people at the university will graduate from the university, and just a simple video or even an audio or even to do voiceover, they cannot do it. And sometimes institutions like us will look low upon them, will say, no, you did not pass through a university.
But that's what I'm trying to say, that they have practice in all these areas. We have a course, film studies, you know, they have these courses, and then they do the practicals. It is their pride to have, I mean, it will be a source of pride to them to have their own, even though they have practices in other areas. And that is what the university is trying to put in place. But I'm saying the aspect of not having an opportunity to have practicals is not really true. They have vast opportunities to have practicals, but they want it to be a source of pride to them to have their own. And we appreciate it, we sympathize with that. You understand? And the process is on course to ensure that they actually have their own studio. So that's what I'm trying to tell you.
Are you coming out to talk to them as students? Because most of them are really bad. They're saying they're not hearing from you people.
Well, you see, I didn't want to. I saw them gather together and talking to the press. I wasn't privy to what they were going to do. I wasn't privy to the fact that they wanted to address the press. So how will I just go there when they were addressing the press and then start to talk or whatever? I had to give them the time to do whatever they were doing. So if they actually want me to talk, then if they call me, I will always be there for them. They know that I have I run an open administration with them. I'm always ready to talk to them. One of them is there. And she can attest to that fact, because there is a saying in my language that if a person wants to lie, then you say your witness is in heaven, that your witness is dead. But if you are telling the truth, you know that some people can. I'm always open to answer their questions and address their issues. So I can go out to them, you know, because I know the kind of conversation I've been having with them. That I always try to tell them what we are doing, where we are, and where we are going. That I always try to tell them that. So there is no problem with that.
So who is next that we should talk to?
On official visit, okay. So and then the registrar too. Maybe you should try to talk to the vice chancellor admin, okay, and probably talk to the finance director. Those are the two principal officers again that are around that you can talk to. Maybe if you go to them, you can talk to them, because as I told you that some things are actually out of my power, and that has to do with procurement is out of my power. There's nothing I can do about that. If we have a problem, all I do is to report the problem, which was adequately and promptly reported. We reported it. You can see that after all, what they are rioting, they are not rioting, let me not use a wrong, they are demonstrating on now. At least you can see there is light now. If you come here now and you meet this place in darkness, maybe you'll have said that we have an unconcerned administration. But you can see the light now, that we have lights, showing that the administration also addresses issues. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, you can see lights.
Most of them say because they said they're going to do this. That is why you guys.
Who did they say that they were going to do it? That is not true. If they are going to do it, did I know they were going to do anything? Did they tell me anything? This is a surprise to me. It's not because of they said they were going to do anything that we have light. I did not know they were going to do anything. Nobody knew they were going to do anything. And yet we have light this morning. It's true that we can have this each, maybe for 24 hours, but the problem is fixed. And the fact that you can see light right now attests to that fact that the university responds, to issues. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. Yeah, so fu mu nekk nii ma ne ko fu mu nekk nii nag yéen a ko gis fu mu nekk nii yéen a ko gis ñu ngi nii just génn si office si Adikule ki nga xam ne moom mooy njiit bi ma ne ko ki nga xam ne moom mooy njiiti university bi macha allah kon nag ñu génn ñu xool students yi ma ne ko kon nag ñu génn ñu xool students yi ñoom tamit ñu ngi noonu ma ne ko ñu génn ñu xool students yi.
School of Digital Media, we make it work. Journalism and digital media. Nyana and Kalen, you say studio, we now. A studio that is full of only cupboards. Come. All right.
Are you betting? What are you doing again? That you are talking?
Hey, come and see.
She said we go and see. Okay. Fine, and one of our was ahead and you there.
Kalen said studio, we will them.
Fine. So Adikule mo nga xam ne moo wax ak ñun léegi mu ne ko bëgg a génn mu wax ak gaay.
You wanted the deal out because you want to hear from her. So she is here. Come forward if you have any questions with regards to what is happening.
Yes.
You can ask and she will give her response.
Do I really need to take the microphone? I can speak loud. Checking this. Okay. Yeah, what's the question?
When I came first we had a meeting and we were told that there was that composting, all the things are in, and the only thing, the reason why is because the place is leaking. But apparently when we entered, the only thing we saw are cardboard. Then are there major development or things have been changed, so they are going to be a composting.
Okay, thank you for your question. Yes, thank you for the question. You said that first semester we told you that there was. Did we tell you there was a campus radio? We tell you that procurement was in progress. Is that not what you said? That procurement was in progress to get all the things needed in place. We didn't say there was a campus radio because we don't need to lie. Everything here is transparent. We are very open. So, and you are all aware of this heavy rain that fell. All of us are aware of that rain. How the rain damaged the roof. The project, the campus radio project, has already been given to a consultant. The contract has been awarded to a consultant who is supposed to put it in place. But you don't expect that if the roof is not yet repaired, we can set it up. Procurement has been made, but setting it up is the only thing. And that's why I always tell you to have patience until this is done. When it's going to be done, that's something that nobody can predict. Let me tell you something. When you are building your personal house, excuse me, please can we allow you? No, let's have an orderly meeting. Okay, you want to hear? If you are orderly, you will hear. But if everybody is talking at the same time, it will be very easy. I mean, it's very difficult for you to hear what I'm saying. What I'm telling you is this. Now, look at it this way. If I'm building a house in the Gambia today, or in any, not only in the Gambia, even in any nation in Africa, if anybody asks, when are you going to complete this building? Who can tell me whether you can 100% for sure tell when you are going to complete the building? Can anybody tell me? If somebody asks me when I'm building a house, when am I going to complete the building? Can I say 100% that this is the time I'm going to complete the building? Not at all. Yes, because it is not in your power. It is not, even when you make that estimation, you see, there may be contingencies that will not allow that to be possible. You are not the contractor. You are not the people who are the workers that are going to do the work. So that is why you cannot 100% say that this is the time that project is going to be completed. So patience is needed in everything.
That's right. Since the patient is needed in everything, about the campus radio or the studio and all that, we have been here. Now we are about to leave finally and now. The same promises, the same thing is in the process, and the same process has been going on for up to 4 years now. And the thing has started way before we were here, way before we came into this school. So if the same process is here, we have seen proof that where management will need something and they will get it a shop. And so now when it comes to the things of the students, it's always through some kind of process that we don't understand.
Okay.
Some processes that, is taking, imagine graduating from this school with a BSc degree, but you have no experience when it comes to how to deal with radio equipments and all that. You have to go outside. Even a major student who is studying a diploma can do better than a BSc holder.
Please, please. Okay, please. Excuse me. Now, are you really sure that there's not a kind of misrepresentation in the statement you've just made? You know that you always have vast opportunities for your internship. The only thing you can say is that you don't have the pride to say that, okay, you have your own campus radio. Then you have vast opportunities. We have a collaboration with GRTS radio. We have collaboration with different private radio stations that you can always go to. So why are you not? If you say you have not had experience, it means that you as a person personally, maybe you have been slack. You understand? So what am I trying to say? You cannot tell me that it's not until we have a campus radio here that you can have practical. I'm saying it is not until we have a campus radio that you can have practical experience. Excuse me, I may not be able to continue this interview because I have something that is very urgent that I plan for this period. Because all I can say is that you have opportunity for practicals, to gain practical experience. You have vast opportunities. Look, in any
management and tell them that we will do a deduction of our school fees until our studio is put in. Yes. Because we are paying for it. We are paying for journalism and digital media. We are not paying for only journalism. So that's why our fathers and fathers and the previous
I don't see anybody in this school.
One at a time.
Providing an opportunity to go for an internship. I have gone for 1 year internship, but not under the school. The school has not provided any opportunity for me. It is the students individually would be. That's why I keep getting on that. And secondly, the School of Journalism has promised, since I came to the school, I've met many lecturers. From the first year, they had promised that before my second semester in this school, the radio will be provided. And that has not been done. Today I'm in my third year, first semester. Nothing has been done. Whatever that I have learned in the digital aspect of journalism, I learned it on my own. No teacher, nobody, anybody, not even a single thing in this School of Journalism had taught me. Not a single lecturer. That has been happening. I think it is high time that we call the School of Journalism and Digital Media for 8 years, but in reality, the School of Journalism and Analog Media. We are not learning anything digital. I think the management, we are putting forward our demands to the management, including the administration of the School of Journalism, to ensure that our school is fully digitalized. This is something that we need. So yes, this is my point.
And we are not going to rest until you start putting our points across.
Let's wait for it.
Until you start respecting our opinions and see us for who we are. It's gonna be our school if you don't provide digital labs for us. And we will be in class at the lecture.
Whoever wants to talk, you can come here so that you can have mic. But allow her to talk.
Well, I don't have so much, to say, because we always give our students with experience. And I also want you to note something. Do you know that all over the world you have polytechnics, you have universities, there is always a slight difference. I'm not saying you should not gain practical experience here, but I also want you to know that you gain practical experience, right? But it's not all about just practical experience, but you also have to know the theory of what you are doing, the theoretical base of what you are doing. So everything that we are evolving, and we need a lot of patience because we are evolving. We are not yet there, but we get there. And I've told you that we have experienced itches in this process of evolution. we have experienced, I agree that we have experienced issues. For instance, when we had this problem with the rain, that's not anybody's fault. You understand what I'm saying? So, and that has set us back a bit. That's why I told you. And then the human factor is also there. Like when you say you want to build a house, it's your project. But at the same time, you may not be able to predict exactly when you are going to finish the completion of the house, because this is something that is not in your power alone. You also have people that are workmen who are working with you, so that's why we just need the patience. But I want to assure you that everything is going to be taken care of. And it's unfortunate that you cannot be asking me some questions that I may not be able to answer. You know that there is a limit. There is a limit.
I want to say something. Very important.
There is a limit to the question I want to answer.
The reason I'm standing is because the camera people said I should stand here.
Yeah.
I feel like as students we are tired and we are frustrated. We keep saying the same demands, we keep making the same demands, and the same thing has been told. We have been told all of these stories. Everything is like a repetition, and as students we are tired. $39,200 is not. Our parents are struggling to pay. Some of us, we don't have tuition fees. People are here and they have something thousands to pay. They cannot still pay. You come and tell us that in the school internships, there are no internship opportunities for the students. We go and struggle to look for internships and all of that. The school timetable doesn't even allow us to go and work. That is another issue. The issue of this cash power has been here. We have been talking and talking, following facilities. We have been talking and talking. Facilities says they are following accounts. But today we stage a protest and we come back to school and we meet that there is cash power. That shows that they don't. That shows that the University of the Gambia do not put the interest of the students at heart. I am saying this out of frustration. I am saying this because the students are paying our tuition fee, and what we need is for the University of the Gambia, when we make one phone call and say we do not have cash power, to not tell us that the process is long. The process was not long last night. The process was not long last night, and this shows that our interest is not being put to heart. All of these protocols we want to follow. We wanted to say that the protest should not take place. We want to have a dialogue, but when we state a protest, instant phone calls were made. It shows that the management is hearing our cries, but they are giving a deaf ear to our cries, which shows that this is very, very bad, and we want it to be addressed now.
Now, you see what I want to remind the students of something like I told you when you were earlier talking to me. It is not because they are staging a protest that the light has been restored. No. You know what I'm saying is that it is not because of their protest that we have light now. Because this protest has taken everybody by surprise. I wasn't privy to the fact that you are going to hold a protest. Nobody knew you were going to hold a protest. This protest has come by surprise. Can anybody just tell me that you said to me that you are going to have a protest today? So the protest has taken us by surprise. So now what I'm trying to tell you is that at times we do have this kind of problem and it is fixed. Are you telling me that when we have the problem it is not fixed? Is that what you are trying to say, that it's only your protest that is making this problem to be fixed? There has been a time that the Vice Chancellor came here and did not meet light here. He used 10,000 of his own personal money to solve that problem immediately.
Was solved as a result of the protest today.
Why?
Because when we were talking about protesting last night, it was when the management people started calling the executive. They started sending us an email. They started pleading so that we will not make a protest. It was because of that is why the cash power was brought. And the issue of cash power problem has been a perennially compounding problem in this school. The management is aware. The management is aware. I have many times. Hello. I have many times.
There are certain things that as I've explained to you are beyond my power. You know the people that should be talking to, please try.
Yes.
Because
so
now we have an important meeting.
We are doing this purposely to put pressure on the management of the entire administration and management of UTG to ensure that our problems are known and we are taken seriously. Because we have never our problems of cash power, almost every month we will suffer from cash power problem. That is a problem. And when Casper goes, the office of the dean, there's no light. I think you should be aware of that. And we prepare so money. Personally, I've gone to the facilities department many times. Almost everybody in the facilities would recognize me. I've gone to the director of students affairs many times, and she would sometimes call the facilities in my presence. So the issue of cash power can never be something that is less emphasized. Please.
And also, the project is not a surprise. It's not a surprise to anybody. If anybody stands here and says it's not a surprise. She has been conducting classes here, and there's no light. You have been conducting classes here, and there will be no cash power. Madam, you will be in your office, and students would leave because there's no cash power, and we are not having lectures. And you will still be in your office. If we had not come out and showed the whole world our anger and our frustration that we are going through here, then it will not stop. This is the beginning of everything, and it has to stop today. They are coming again. If nothing is done, they are coming back again. How about our missing grace? Our missing grace. She's going. She's running.
On behalf of the students, this is the beginning of the beginning. Until our problems are solved, we are not going to calm down.
Basically, this is the first time we have seen something like this in the University of the Gambia, maybe for years, or probably one of the few student protests in the history of this country. This is coming just probably a few weeks or months into your tenure as president of the student union. You listen to their demands. You are their representative. What are you thinking right now?
Thank you so much for according me this opportunity. First, to introduce myself, my name is Kemo Conte. I'm the president of the University of the Gambia Student Union. And being the union, of course, our objectives is to stand firmly for the interests and the welfare of the students. Our students are the most important critical stakeholders in our university community. Their pride, their interests cannot be compromised. And that being the case is to say the interest of the student is not in competition with the interest of the management. Rather, they overlap. The success of the Vice Chancellor is wholly and entirely anchored on the successes of the students. This is to say that the union will stand with the student to ensure that whatever that can better their studies within the university is being served. And that is what my administration has commenced. Yeah. So many challenges when it comes to School of Journalism and Digital Media. And I always say that School of Journalism and Digital Media is also a critical component in our university community. That is to say that they deserve any tool that can better their studies as far as university education is concerned. And this includes their studio. In fact, to talk about Casper is quite embarrassing to me sometimes because I see it as a very minor thing. But students, we share similar objectives as your leaders. And of course, it can be test if things comes which you think they are not in line with your interests. However, for us to try also, we put our leaders in picture. Because whatever happens, whatever that may transpire as far as this protest is concerned, the equation will be part and parcel of whatever may be the outcome of it. So, moving directly towards protest without the knowledge of the union, I think is something also that we are not very much convenient with. We would have been put in picture and we would have seen the step that we could follow together to address these issues. It is our collective needs and aspirations. So, but it caught all of us as surprise when we heard about it yesterday night. That's why today, even though I had other engagement, I had to postpone that just to be here. It is our collective objective to ensure that you have what you deserve. What you're supposed to have as far as you are paying your tuition fees must not be compromised as far as your education is concerned. So that I will appeal to you for us to follow decorum in terms of addressing our needs and aspirations. We will never turn our back against you. We will stand side by side with you in every step of the way to ensure that your needs and aspirations are attained. So that is what I have for my colleagues as well as yes.
Give an advice to the SU. Yes, we have heard you, and we will try to maintain decorum from right now. But as far as I am concerned, now you have realized the problems that we are going through, and as you have realized it since the time of Usman Jassi, we went on the Friday protest since this because of these reasons. During the Lagami government, the same thing had happened. Now you are in president. You're still aware of our problems. The fire in us has now been lit. We have lighted the fire in us. You understand? The revolutionarization of SJDM has started. We are now revolutionaries. Until our problems are solved, we will not remain quiet like we mentioned decorum from now on. But until our problems are solved, we are going to erupt. I think that is clear. That is just an advice. So yes.
So the media said now the media they want to leave. They want to leave.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Honorable Education and Research Minister Alamin. I am happy that this message is re-echoed. But with the wave of demonstrations, it's part of the step towards resolving an issue. However, in every step in diplomacy, there should be a prior step that should be resolved towards the triggering of the demonstration. That is what I'm saying. That the union is not in picture of. Of course, we all know that there are challenges, there are problems which are clear to all of us, and that is what the interest of the union is, to ensure that we collaborate with you as a faculty-based association towards addressing. However, nobody will stop you as far as your rights are concerned to protest, but to signal or notify the union as an umbrella body to be in picture of is quite a key point also as a diplomat, as a student of journalism, as perhaps a professionally trained journalist to be, to also ensure that, you know, the leadership is in picture of any action so that we can do that. Yeah. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Maybe final question, Mr. President.
Yes.
The issues that the students raise are so obvious. They've been raised by previous students. Even us who are not in the university know about these problems because we talk to them. You are the new issues, and they are part of your plans, part of your manifesto. What are you going to do as a matter of urgency to ensure what happened today does not?
School of Journalism and Digital Media is part and parcel of university. Part and parcel of university, their needs, aspirations, their challenges, whatever that is hindering their education is a priority to me as a president. It's not like a president from another school, but you are going to forego challenges that are in another place. That is why if you look at our policies, they touch almost all schools. They reflect their problems in reality. The first step we are to do, as far as we are newly elected government, to ensure that all these challenges, all these problems emanating from all schools, including School of Journalism and Digital Media, are documented and presented before the management. And when they are documented and presented before the management, this is the time we are going to also take our uncompromising stance to ensure that these things are resolved once and for all. Because in my discussion with a stakeholder, which is the Director of Student Affairs and Alumni, the issue of cash power, I don't even think that should be a point to be pushing or talking about it always. Cash power is supposed to be an instantaneous matter. And in fact, if you look at it, it's not about the buying of cash power. It's about the procedures involved in the buying of cash power. which are in fact, they are unnecessary bureaucracies. This is what we will wipe out to ensure that this is highly anticipated, even if there's a single, it's just a single minute or second for a cash power to be finished, then it has to be addressed on a timely basis. And not only that, the issue of studio cannot be compromised. You cannot use the word digital if the school is not digitalized. And we will ensure that in our first interaction with the management, this becomes a strong message to them so that they can see the urgency of these matters and it can be addressed once and for all. These are quite key for the studies of the School of Journalism and Digital Media, because that is which it's going to build their capacity to become productive in their respective workplaces. And we are not going to take a compromise. Thank you, I appreciate it. Thank you. Yes.
Requesting if it's possible for you people to see the studio, but she's saying no. She's saying you cannot see the studio, and I asked for the reason. She said she cannot give the keys. She cannot give, but I have the pictures of the studio. If you want the studio, I have the pictures. I can always share it for you.
All right, so finally, feeling your again, okay, so you need them. Delaware, see, your office, University with